war. Definitely not a laughing matter, with bombings going on day in and day out. And for one local woman, the war in Iraq hits very close to home.
It was awful. And day to day, I mean, I couldn't listen to the news because every time you turn the news on, more civilians are being killed, more civilians, and I never knew if it was my family or not. It was awful.
The reason it was awful is because Thania is half Iraqi. Born from an American mother, she lived in Iraq in the 1950s and then moved with her mom and siblings to the States. Her Iraqi father remarried and had more children, so Thania has several family members who live in these horrible conditions in Baghdad, including her half-brother Saad.
Some things that Saad did made him more of a target there, like helping the American forces weed out the people that were terrorizing his neighborhood. His mother's house was bombed one day, and she was not killed in the bombing. She was terribly wounded, and she had had a stroke, and she was in her house and needed to be hospitalized, but there was a curfew, and they were not allowed to take her out of the house. And they could not take her out until the next day, and by the next day she was dead. So he really described the anarchy that's happening, the absolute pandemonium, people bombing each other. They don't even know who they're bombing.
That's why Thania was trying to get her brother and his family out of Iraq. With the help of one American soldier, they managed to get them out to Damascus in February of 2009. But the challenge was to immigrate them to Canada, so she called on a group of her local friends for help. And the response she received was overwhelming.
I belong to a group of professional women planners, this group of women. And I mean, what that means is we get together once a month and have dinner and talk. We talk about work a bit, but we visit. And I was at one of the meetings, and I was talking about this immigration process and how enormous it is. And these women just started saying, well, we can do that, and we can help, and we can do this. And we found out that if we formed what's called a group of 5, because I was not financially wealthy, financially affluent enough to immigrate a family of 5, like they base it on your income, and my income is not high enough. But I can join financially with 5 families can join together and pool their resources to become eligible to donate.
There's been some incredible stuff donated.
One of the group members helped out with the immigration papers. Another created a website called Damascus to Duncan, and that started the ball rolling.
She's been talking about it on and off for several years, but it was only a few months ago that I became aware of her getting together with a group of the other women, most of whom I have met one way or another. So I wanted to become involved, and I'm a website designer, so I said I would do her website for her.
I'm pretty darn excited, actually. I think it's going to be great having them here. I mean, we realize there's going to be huge cultural adjustments and there's going to be challenges of one sort or another. But the love and the community building that's been growing around this project has just been so totally amazing. I think it's going to be great.
It's pretty amazing from all corners of the Cowichan Valley, all corners. The local quilting group has made quilts for everyone in the family. People from across all the different cultures in the Cowichan Valley are coming together to donate to the silent auction. The First Nations community is asking to do a benefit. It really is dramatic.
The group needs to fundraise about $30,000 to get the family to Canada. And once the family arrives, they'll be needing a lot of support. So if you'd like to help, visit their website for more information. In Duncan for Shaw TV, I'm Dunya Tosi.